What's up, guys? It's your boy, Barca Boy 103. Today we're going to be reacting to the Barcelona news over the past 48 hours. We have a lot of news to discuss, mainly around transfers, of course. Xavi has made it clear that his two priority signings this summer are Martin Zubimendi and Juan Foyth. The issue is Barcelona can only afford one, and Xavi has given his request on which one Barcelona should be prioritizing in signing. And along with those two, Lionel Messi is another priority for Xavi this summer, and we do have an update on his progression that it is on track. But Barcelona and Xavi also need to sign a new number 9 this summer to provide coverage and competition for Lewandowski, and the chosen one is Vitor Roque. The club have decided fully that they will go to sign him. The set price, of course, is around 40 million euros, but Barcelona have ways to maneuver that transfer. Now, along with the attack, the club want to also reinforce in the midfield, along with Zubimendi. There are other options available. Ilkay Gundogan's transfer is very, very close, but Sofyan, Amrabat, and also Ruben Neves are options as well. And we have a big update on the Ruben Neves transfer. But along with players coming in, players will have to leave the club this summer. We do have an update on the sale of Ferran Torres. Clement Lenglet, big transfer as well. Tottenham do want to keep him. Ansu Fati, where he currently stands. We have a renewal update on Ousmane Dembele. Our US tour has been confirmed. We have the dates of those, the opponents, and how much revenue we will earn. And finally, we do have some news in regards to Barcelona's registration issue with financial fair play. We do have the updates on who they can register right now, what the priority is, and how will they proceed in the summer. But before we get into it, make sure you guys smash that like button down below. Let's try to get to 200 likes in this video. Be very much appreciated. Also, if you're new, make sure you subscribe down below if you haven't already, and let's get into it. Now, before we get into the video, this video is sponsored by Number 1 Foot. Number 1 Foot is one of the best jersey football replica websites on the market. They have a variety of items at fantastic prices. I have here some with me. Firstly is the home kit for this season. Excellent quality. The badge is nice and smooth. Spotify logo is printed on to perfection, and I also even have a jacket as well. This is one of the training jackets that the players wear. There's a logo there on the right hand side, zipper and everything. They have some badges here, the Nike logo as well. The quality is absolutely, feels real, and also the prices are unbeatable. And if you use the discount code BOY at checkout, you do get an additional 15% off your orders. That's BOY. Use that checkout, you get 15% off your order, and all orders above $80 as well will get free shipping. So what are you waiting for? Top link down in the description down below, and get your new football kits today. Let's start off with the transfer news over the past 48 hours. Now, we're first going to be discussing Xavi's priority for the upcoming summer, and one of them, alongside Leo Messi, is without a doubt the signing of Martin Zubimendi. Ferran Martinez from Mundo Deportivo has come out saying that despite liking Sofyan, Amrabat, and Guido Rodriguez, Martin Zubimendi continues to be Xavi's favorite. The coach considers him a priority signing, especially after Busquets' exit. The coaches believe that a great economic effort must be on Zubimendi. It is considered that he can give Barcelona 10 good years if a 5-year contract is given, and his rotation will be about 12 million per year, and his salary will adjust as per the situation of the club. Although Zubimendi has stated publicly that he does not want to see himself leave La Real, Barcelona have the information that they would go for him. He will listen to him. Barcelona making a great effort for Zubimendi generates debate, but Xavi is clear that he wants him. So the theory is that Barcelona have enough money to spend on one player, like one big player, so like 50 plus, they can do that for one player this summer. Xavi wants it to be Martin Zubimendi, but of course there are other areas in the squad that we do need strengthening. The debate at the moment for right now is between Zubimendi and also Juan Foyth. Having Miguel from AES came out saying that Xavi's big dilemma is whether to go for Martin Zubimendi for 60 million or Juan Foyth for around 55 million euros. He knows that the club can make one big signing investment, and both will cost roughly the same. The alternative options for the right back position are Diego Dalot and João Cancelo, both Portuguese right backs. So Xavi has been basically told by Laporta, like, we don't got that much money this summer. You can spend on one player essentially, and he's been choosing between Juan Foyth and Zubimendi. And to be honest, out of the two, I would also go for Zubimendi. I think Zubimendi, he fits in right here, right now. Juan Foyth, he's not a 60 million euro right back. Let's be honest. I get Xavi, his number one target for the right back is Juan Foyth. I would much rather get João Cancelo on loan. I would much rather spend 20 million euros on Arnau Martinez. I forget who the other options are. Diego Dalot, I think, will renew with Manchester United. But Zubimendi is, I'm not going to say a generational talent, but he's a potential to be a generational talent. Juan Foyth is just a good player. I don't think he's has an immense talent. Maybe he could grow, but I think for me, it is clear you go for Zubimendi. Now, Javi Miguel also came out saying the alternative option to Martin Zubimendi is Sofyan Amrabat. And we have also a quote from Xavi from Javi Miguel as well, who talks about Ruben Neves, saying that if you bring Zubimendi, then Ruben Neves can come. So essentially, Barcelona are looking to sign 2 to 3 midfielders this summer. We'll talk about the other midfielders later on, and the main target for Xavi is Martin Zubimendi. Now, on Sofyan Amrabat, Juan Marti came out saying that Sofyan Amrabat's price tag will be around 20 to 25 million euros. I think Mundo Deportivo came out saying like 45, reports in Italy are saying 50. That's not the case. Fiorentina promised a player that they would facilitate his departure to Barcelona in the summer. So around 20-25 million is what you'll get for Sofyan Amrabat. And like I said over the past few videos, and I'll say it again, I think Amrabat is a great player. If Xavi is really going to move to a double pivot, I would sign him, but he still wants to have a single pivot and a lone pivot. I don't think Amrabat can do that role. I think the best player on the market for Barcelona for that position is Martin Zubimendi. So we'll have to wait and see. Again, Xavi's made it clear to the board that his 2 priorities this summer are Messi and then Zubimendi / Juan Foyth. He has to decide between the two which one he wants, and I think right now at the moment he is leaning towards Martin Zubimendi, especially with the departure of Sergio Busquets. If Busquets stayed, he probably would went for Juan Foyth, and to be honest, I would probably agree. So we'll have to wait and see what happens, but Xavi internally is pushing like no tomorrow for the signing of Zubimendi this summer. Now, another midfielder that we have been linked with intensely over the past 48 hours is the Portuguese midfielder Ruben Neves. Of course, over the past few weeks, Wolves have offered Ruben Neves plus 30 million euros for Ansu Fati, where Ansu Fati himself has rejected that move, and Barcelona liked the deal and wanted to negotiate, didn't really reject it fully, but since Ansu rejected the move, they have rejected that offer. But apparently Barcelona still want Ruben Neves. Again, a few days ago, I told you guys that Xavi has rejected Ruben Neves 3 times. He does not want the player. It is Joan Laporta pushing for this transfer, and we have the details why. Samuel Martin and Moise Malone from ESPN came out saying that Joan Laporta is making progress on the deal to sign Ruben Neves, even though Xavi prefers other targets with an S. Xavi does not want Ruben Neves. There is an internal debate at the camp now. Laporta, who maintains a close relationship with Neves' agent, Jorge Mendes, is keen to bring him, but Xavi is unconvinced if he would fit in his style of play. Martin Zubimendi is Xavi's first choice option, but a deal has been effectively ruled out. But all the news I told you about Zubimendi that just came out after this report, so maybe things have changed. When this first came out, I'm thinking, what in God's freaking green earth Laporta is doing? Laporta has said numerous times in the media to the public, I don't sign the players. I don't know anything about football. It is the manager who signs the players that he wants. Why is he pushing for Ruben Neves? There's 2 reasons. One, to keep his relationship good with Jorge Mendes, because keep in mind, Jorge Mendes is about freaking half the clients of Barcelona. Lamine Yamal, Ansu Fati, Alejandro Grimaldo, they're everywhere. So you gotta keep him happy, even though Mendes is not gonna say to Laporta, yo, you gotta sign Neves to somewhere else, I'm never talking to you again. That's not how it works, right? But here's the second reason why. Ferran Martinez, Mundo Deportivo has come out saying that Joan Laporta and Jorge Mendes have a verbal agreement for Ruben Neves, but it'll only be executed if Mendes manages to sell Ansu Fati for at least 30 million euros more than Ruben Neves' fee. Xavi is still insisting on Zubimendi regardless of the Neves operation. Beyond the hypothetical arrival of Ruben Neves, in the meetings on Thursday and Friday between Xavi and Laporta, and the last one with Deco as well, the coaches have been promised that they will be offered a top-level midfielder, top-level pivot should I say, and he wants, of course, Xavi, Zubimendi. The initial idea which Jorge Mendes had was a swap deal, Ansu Fati going to Wolves and Ruben Neves plus 30 million euros to Barcelona, but Ansu Fati is reluctant to leave, and even more so to Wolves. If he has to leave, he wants to play for a Champions League club. So here's what's happening. Laporta has told Jorge Mendes, if you sell Ansu Fati for a set price, let's say 80 million, because let's go to the next part actually from the Telegraph saying that Wolves want at least 50 million euros for Ruben Neves this summer, and they're not interested in any kind of swap deal. They just want straight cash. So the price for Ruben Neves is 50. And by the way, this is coming from John Pierce, who's very, very close to Wolves as well. So Wolves have set a price for Ruben Neves this summer, 50 million euros. So Laporta has told Mendes, if you sell Ansu for 30 million more than what we have to pay for Neves, so we have to pay 50 million euros for Neves, that means he wants 80 for Ansu Fati. So he told Jorge Mendes, if you sell Ansu for 80 million euros, we'll buy Ruben Neves for 50. There you go, Barcelona pocket 30 million euros in profit. So it's basically the swap deal, but in a more complex term, because Ansu does not want the move to Wolves. So that is the agreement in place. So now you have to watch out for Ansu Fati's future, because it is linked with Ruben Neves. Again, Jorge Mendes has to sell Ansu Fati for more than 80 million euros, and Barcelona will then sign Ruben Neves for 50, pocketing around 30 million euros in net profit. I'm honestly, at this point, I'm on the same page as Xavi. If you bring in Zubimendi, fine. If you want to bring in, because the reality is that we're going to sign a pivot, Gundogan, and someone else. We'll talk about Gundogan in the next minute or so. But whether that someone is Sofyan, Amrabat, Ruben Neves, I don't really care. My main priority for me is to get Gundogan and Zubimendi. If we get both, I don't really care who comes in. I think spending 50 on Ruben Neves on paper is ridiculous. I don't think he's worth that. I just watched United and Wolves on Saturday, and Neves had a freaking stinker. Shocking. Man plays in a 5-3-2 as a center mid duo with João Moutinho. He's going to come to Barcelona and be a lone pivot. Get out of here, man. This is all just keeping Jorge Mendes happy, because the reality is, whether you like it or not, his clients are our players, are linked with Barcelona in some way, shape, or form. So you have to keep him happy. So what's happening is that Neves wants to move to Barcelona. Jorge Mendes trying to make his client happy. So he has this little verbal agreement with Laporta. This way, everyone is happy. Barcelona get a good fee for Ansu. They get 30 million in profit. They get Ruben Neves, and that will make Jorge Mendes and Ruben Neves happy. In the end, we have a decent player who can be a squad rotator or whatever. We'll wait and see. I am not getting my hopes too high for this. I still would rather sign Zubimendi, Amrabat, and Gundogan and bin Ruben Neves. I think he should be at the bottom of the list. And again, I think paying 50 million euros for him on paper is disasterful. But we'll wait and see. Again, firstly, Jorge Mendes has to sell Ansu Fati for around 80. Then we can talk. Is there a club in the world that's going to pay 80 for Ansu Fati? We'll have to wait and see. So Ruben Neves, he's definitely an option. And again, it is not Xavi that wants him. It is Joan Laporta pushing for the signing of the Portuguese midfielder. But the midfielder that is the closest to signing with Barcelona at the moment is the free agent midfielder Ilkay Gundogan, who, by the way, has been performing at an absolute top level over the past few weeks. He got a brace the other day against Everton. What a midfielder. Alberto Nadal came out saying that Barcelona are negotiating with Ilkay Gundogan and trusted a way to fit him into with an FFP will be found. The club offered him a 2 or 3 year season contract, but with a lower salary than City. The German is an explicit request from Xavi, and Gundogan is very attracted by the offer. So again, over the past few weeks, it's been the same. We've reached an agreement with Gundogan on a salary, year of contract. It's just now about guaranteeing registration with FFP and what will be the consequences if we don't register him with FFP. Of course, Inigo Martinez will go out on loan if we don't register him, but Gundogan, there is no consequence yet, so to speak. But again, the agreement is getting close. Ferran Torres from Sport came out saying that Ilkay Gundogan will be an FC Barcelona player this summer. Official talks have intensified, and he has agreed to reduce his salary in the first year to join the club this summer. Ferran Martinez from Deportivo came out saying that Ilkay Gundogan has lowered his salary claims, and Barcelona are offering him a long-term contract, 3 years, with more stability than Man City. He currently earns around 10.5 million euros net, and Barcelona have set a limit of 6 million euros per net. In recent days, negotiations between Barcelona and Gundogan's camp have heated up again, and it has shown his predisposition to join Barcelona. Moreover, he is pleased with Barcelona's offer of 3-year contract, and he wants to settle down in one place as he recently became a father. City offered him a 1-year deal, so a year-to-year deal like they do with a lot of older players. Gundogan's wife is attracted by the prospect of living in Barcelona and never fully adapted to Manchester. Sportingly, he fits in the system with Xavi, and he wants him the priority alongside Messi and Zubimendi. Both kids are now waiting to see the global picture of La Liga's FFP. Gundogan's agent is the same as Christensen, and he knows the situation very well. They also want guarantees that he will be registered. So again, progress is being made, a few niggling points that still need to be met here and there. And finally, Ferran Torres again from Sport came out saying that talks between Barcelona and Gundogan have intensified. The player has agreed to lower his wages request. He could sign for 3 years, but at Barcelona, there's a lot of optimism around his signing. I think Gundogan could be the Christensen signing of last year. He is an absolutely brilliant player. He's still got a few years left in him. Coming in as a free agent, fair salary, 6 million net. I think that's around about the same wage as Rafinha, Dembele. Well, Busquets is offered around 100,000 euros per week. I think that's a great deal for the player. He's coming in Barcelona. I'm all over this. I think a midfield option of, Gundogan, De Jong, Pedri, Xavi, Zubimendi, Amrabat, that's elite. And we're going to be cooking, absolutely cooking. So we'll wait and see with Gundogan. Again, talks are intensifying. I think the agreement is there in principle. It's just a few more conditions left that have to be sorted out. But I do think Gundogan will be at Blaugrana very, very soon. Now, along with the midfield, another priority for Barcelona this summer will be to reinforce the defense. Of course, a right back, the options are there. We discussed about it. But at left back, there is an opportunity to reinforce as well with the possible departure of Jordi Alba. In my opinion, the best replacement for Jordi Alba, who's a free agent this summer, is Alejandro Grimaldo. He's a former La Masia player. He's done very, 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 very well at Benfica, coming as a free agent. I think it's an absolute no-brainer, but apparently Barcelona are not following the player. Sport have come out saying that Alejandro Grimaldo, who is a free agent at the end of the season, will not return to Barcelona. He's not part of the coach's plans. I think betting on Balde and Alonso for a season could be one of the most disgraceful and catastrophic decisions you can ever think about. Alonso, if I had a house league team, like a Sunday league team, I wouldn't sign Alonso for left back. That's how bad he is. I get it, center back, he can do a job in training, he goes out there, kick a few players, and fine. He is dreadful. He is one of the worst left backs I've seen in Barcelona. Maybe back in the day, Chelsea days, he could have done it, but now, no. And I think I would honestly bin Alonso and bring in Grimaldo. Have Grimaldo and Alejandro, you have two young fullbacks competing for centuries. It's the perfect move. Perfect move. And I don't know why Xavi is so stubborn to keep his boy Alonso. For me, it makes absolutely no sense. Hopefully this will change, especially if Jordi Alba leaves and maybe a good offer comes in for both Alonso and Barcelona that benefits both parties. But I think we're going to be missing out on a big opportunity here if we don't sign Grimaldo as a free agent. Of course, if Jordi Alba leaves, or Jordi Alba doesn't leave, I understand, fair enough. But if Jordi Alba does leave, you have to fill that void. I don't want to stay with Alonso as a backup for the entire season. Because how Alejandro breaks his leg, he's out for 3 months, then what? Alonso at left back for 3 months, we're going to get cooked. So wait and see, but at the moment, Alejandro Grimaldo is not on the plans of Barcelona. Now, one of the main priorities for Barcelona this summer is going to be to reinforce the attack, more specifically in the left wing department. As we all know, Ferran Torres, Rafinha, and Ansu Fati are all on the brink of leaving Barcelona this summer, so we're going to have to reinforce the left wing position, and one of the targets in that position for Barcelona is the signing of Yannick Carrasco. Now, AES have come out saying that Atletico Madrid don't want players in return for Yannick Carrasco and aren't interested in Ferran Torres. If Barcelona want him, the fee of 19 million euros must be met. This fee keeps on increasing. 1 minute it's 14, 15, 16, 18, 19. I've heard the lot. I haven't heard 17 yet, but this fee, this buy option just keeps on wiggling around left, right, and center. But again, Barcelona are very, very clear on the buy option. Mateo and Marito have come out saying that Barcelona's interest in Carrasco remains, but they don't want to pay more than 10 million euros for him. Atletico want around 20. So again, the club are very, very firm on the option of Carrasco. They will not spend more than 10, and they feel like that Atletico Madrid should be returning the favor for what we did for Antoine Griezmann back in October, November time. For 10 million, it is what it is. I still would rather have one of Ferran, Ansu, or Rafinha stay. I think they're all not better than Carrasco, but they have way more longevity than Carrasco does. I think Carrasco right now is turning 30 this summer. He's got 2 years left, and that's it. Is 10 million really worth 2 years of a left wing back who can play at left wing? I'm not quite too sure, especially signing from a rival as well. The pressure will be there and all that. So we'll wait and see with Carrasco. He is, a cheeky little option for Barcelona. I won't deny that. You have the buy option from the Memphis, the Pi deal in January. I understand it. So keep your eyes on Carrasco, especially if we do end up getting rid of Varane, Ansu, and Rafinha. We're going to need reinforcement, and Carrasco is on the top of that reinforcement list. But one of the main priorities in the attack is to, of course, sign a number 9 to provide coverage and competition for Robert Lewandowski, and the main target in that area is Vitor Roque. Now, Roger Delor from Mundo Deportivo has come out saying that it is decided that Barcelona will go for the signing of Vitor Roque after internal analysis for the sporting and financial consequences. They have concluded that signing the Brazilian is a priority. Barcelona will go for him after closing the sale of other forwards, generating income and sale mass. Barcelona will have to pay around 35 to 40 million euros for him. Barcelona believe that registering him should not be an issue, as he will earn less at the beginning, and Barcelona will also try to make a long-term contract to help with amortization. Roca's total priority has always been Barcelona, despite interest from Chelsea and Arsenal. He decided to wait for the Blaugrana. Moreover, Atletico Paranaense president Marcelo Celoso, being in the hospital due to infection, has given Barcelona more time to maneuver. Roque won't be sold without negotiation and the approval with the president of the Brazilian club. So Barcelona have decided, they've analyzed the economics of the situation and sportingly, and they decided that Vitor Roque should be signed. There are also reports coming in saying that Deco will be key for this signing as well. Knows the Brazilian market through and through, has connections, and negotiations can happen. Now, of course, what we could do is pay the fee in installments. We could pay, 20% less and send him back on loan for a season. There's so many options that we can do to sign Vitor Roque, and I think we should evaluate every single one of them, and more importantly, execute one. But there is an option where Vitor Roque gets loaned out back to his current club, maybe back to La Liga club. We still need to bring someone in, and that option right now is still Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, and Mateo Morito come out saying that FC Barcelona had begun contacts to sign Aubameyang this summer. He also stated that Vitor Roque is still the priority, but Barcelona have begun talks with Aubameyang to see where he's at, what his salary will be, can he leave Chelsea for free or not, just to get some of the first contacts moving, which is completely normal and completely fine. And again, if Aubameyang's for free and we don't sign Vitor Roque, I would happily take him for a year, but Vitor Roque should be the priority. We have not signed again a Brazilian talent since Neymar. Vinicius, Rodrigo, Endrick have all gone to Real Madrid. This is the next big thing. A lot of people think that he's better than Endrick, but all from the Barcelona side, which is to make him look good, which is in retrospect completely fine. So we'll wait and see with Vitor Roque. Again, the club are going to go for him. He's a priority in the attack. There are many ways to maneuver this deal to make it in the favor of Barcelona. Installments, loan options, buy half of his rights, buy the other half later on. There are so many ways to get this deal done. I think it's definitely possible. It is now all about Barcelona executing. Now, of course, Barcelona's number one target for the upcoming summer transfer window is, of course, the greatest human being to ever touch a football, Lionel Andres Messi. We do have an update on his possible return. First, coming in from Edu Gastol from TYC Sports. He's come out saying that Al Hilal are offering Leo Messi the biggest contract in the history of sport, but Messi has not given an answer yet because his priority is to join Barcelona. Again, there's been a lot of rumors and reports that the agreement between him and Al Hilal is already there, but Fran Martinez from Mundo Deportivo came out saying that Al Hilal denied having reached an agreement with Leo Messi, but they admit that he is still their great objective. If they succeed in signing Messi, they will go for other objectives such as Busquets. So again, Al Hilal still want to sign Leo Messi, but everyone knows that Barcelona's return is his priority. And finally, Sport have come out saying that with every passing day, there is growing optimism at Barcelona. With Leo Messi's return, the player and his entourage still remain silent about his future, but all Barcelona's departments are preparing for Messi's return. The offer, again, 25 million euro gross for 2 years. As part of the income generated, it is still being finalized. So again, he'll earn, I think, 13 million euros net, which is I think around about 200,000 euros, 250,000 euros per week. But again, he'll get a lot of the income that he generates from sales, merchandising, sponsorships, all that sort of stuff. Xavi is convinced that Messi will contribute a lot to the project, and the return will also help Barcelona financially as well. They all want to try and win the Champions League as well. I was talking to one of my friends the other day, and he was like, "When will be the next time you cry about Barcelona?" And I said, probably when we win the next Champions League. The thought of us winning the Champions League gets me emotional. So to see Messi listed as the captain will set me off like no tomorrow. Anyways, we'll have to wait and see. Again, it's been quiet. Again, everyone's going to make movements once the league is done. Messi said he won't talk to anyone until the PSG win league. Barcelona said they won't do anything until they win La Liga. So I suspect by the end of this month, the talks will intensify. They will grow. I think Messi wants his future somewhat sorted before he goes out to Argentina national duty, which I believe is around the beginning, mid-June, like June 11th June 15th, somewhere around there. But again, Messi's return to Barcelona is on track, and there's a lot of optimism around the possible deal. Let's now discuss the players who have been rumored to leave Barcelona over the past 48 hours. First up is going to be these forwards. First one mainly being Ferran Torres. Now, Sport came out saying that Barcelona and Aston Villa are negotiating for Ferran Torres. There are good chances that an agreement will be reached and Ferran will be convinced to become their franchise player. Barcelona want around 45 million euros for him, and it can happen before June 30th. Mateo, I just keep loving you every single passing day, man. I pray to God this happens. 45 million euros for Ferran. We only paid 55 for him. I'm getting goosebumps just thinking about this. This is a brilliant deal for Barcelona. And this also ends up happening. We can definitely keep either Ansu or Ferran. If we keep Ansu, that means that Ruben Neves won't be coming. So this could show a lot of positive signs for Barcelona in the market. Again, getting a really good fee for Ferran Torres, even though for the year and a half he's been here, he hasn't been that great. I wouldn't say he's been poor. I wouldn't say he's been fantastic. I think he's been a bit medium, mediocre. But we'll wait and see. Again, there's a lot of interest for Ferran Torres in the Premier League. We are hearing that Unai Emery's Aston Villa are the main club that are interested in him and are willing to pay a big fee for the player this summer. Now, the forward that actually wants to stay at Barcelona this summer is, of course, Ansu Fati. He's trying to do everything he can in his power to still be at Blaugrana by the end of August. Sport have come out saying that Ansu Fati has a strong desire to excel at Barcelona. He isn't interested in joining Wolves. Mendes needs a new alternative plan to bring his client Neves to Barcelona, which could involve players like Des, Abdi, or Nico. I doubt that will happen. I think the agreement with Barcelona and Jorge Mendes is clear. Sell Ansu for 30 million more than Ruben Neves' price, and we will sign Ruben Neves. I cannot see us offering money plus Des and Abdi and Nico to bring Neves. We don't need him. Again, Xavi's rejected him 3 times. Imagine Ruben Neves coming to Barcelona, and he knows, and he's seen the media that Xavi has said no to him 3 times, and he's basically here as a favor. It's not going to bode well. But anyways, on Ansu Fati, I think he's the forward with the highest chances of staying. He wants to stay, and Rafinha and Ferran have a better market. They're both, I would say, a bit more open to leaving Barcelona, and they will generate very good fees as well. So we'll wait and see with Ansu. I do hope that he stays, mainly because I don't want to get Ruben Neves, but I think he deserves one more, a remontada season, so to speak. If I could choose, I would keep Ansu and Rafinha and sell Ferran, but I think we do need to sell 2 of them. That way they can come in, possibly Yannick Carrasco as well. But I think Ansu should be staying, and I do hope he does stay. He's being very firm, but as we all know, we see this multiple times. A good example of this is Artur during COVID. He said, "You want to stay." Decent offer came in. He said, stay. Bartomeu put a gun to his head. He's like, "Okay, I'll go." So you just never know in these situations, but it's very clear that Ansu Fati does want to stay at Barcelona, and he wants to excel next season. Now, a player who has absolutely no chance of being in Barcelona's first team next season is a player out on loan, and the team actually wants to keep him, is Clement Lenglet. Of course, the loan players coming back, they will earn some revenue. I think Umtiti will leave for a good fee. Des hopefully Des will leave, but hopefully will be a sale, not a loan. Nico and Abdi both have a market. Clement Lenglet, the big question has been, do Tottenham Hotspur want to keep him? And they do. Fernando Polo from Deportivo came out saying that Tottenham Hotspur have informed Barcelona that they want to keep Clement Lenglet. They are satisfied with him. Right now his market value would be around 15 to 20 million euros. If we get double digits for Lenglet, so anything above 10 million, happy freaking days. Please, come on, you Spurs, buy Lenglet. 12 million plus variables. He's all yours. This is, for me, is huge because Lenglet always had a big question mark around him. Do Spurs want to keep him? If he comes back, what will happen? Can we sell him? We have to loan him again. But Tottenham want to keep him, and that is a huge advantage for Barcelona. He's worth around 15 and 20. I think I'll take 12 for him right now. I'll take 10 for him. Hopefully the club can get this done ASAP before June the 30th. That way it can go into the financial books for this season. So keep your eyes on Lenglet as Tottenham Hotspur are interested and Barcelona want to sell. Let's now discuss the contract renewal updates around the first team at Barcelona. Just one update, and it is on the contract renewal of Ousmane Dembele. Very quick update. Fabrizio Romano has confirmed the reports from Barcelona that they have made a new contract proposal to Ousmane Dembele. Of course, the news broke, I think, from Luis Rojo, then Then Ferran Torres from Sport came out saying it, and now Fabrizio Romano has confirmed that Barcelona have made a new proposal to Dembele to renew his contract. They are now waiting for a response from Ousmane Dembele's camp. This means very positive, making a renewal offer now, even though his contract expires next summer, making the movements quickly as soon as possible. Don't wait till the end of the summer. I love this, and hopefully Dembele he accepts the first offer, but we all know that's probably not going to happen. Hopefully he likes it and he'll say, oh, I just want to tweak a few things. Maybe the year, the salary, whatever the case may be. But hopefully that first contract offer does skip a lot of the negotiation process. So I'll wait and see with them boost. The offer is 100% confirmed now that Barcelona have offered him a renewal until 2027 or 2028. The year is still lingering around, and I believe the salary is either very similar or with a minor increase. Let's hope them boost doesn't drag this one out. Let's now discuss some of the news surrounding Barcelona over the past 48 hours. Firstly, our preseason tour for the summer has been confirmed, and Barcelona are going back to America. They're going to Las Vegas. I believe they're going back to Dallas as well, and they're going to be playing 4 big clubs in Juventus, Arsenal, Real Madrid, and AC Milan. I think it'll be taking place from July the 20th to July the 30th. The 4 games will be taking place in the space of around 10 days in 3 or 4 different cities. Very, very good move. And again, you're going to be playing, high-level teams that will help you, get the match fitness, and get to that match rhythm to compete at the highest level. And of course, the revenue will be huge. Fernando Polo from Mundo Deportivo came out saying that Barcelona will earn around 12 million euros from preseason tour to the United States, which could rise to 14 million euros with merchandising. So again, you're probably looking, I would say in my opinion, to around 50 million euros in just pure revenue from this preseason tour, which I think for me is absolutely fantastic. You go into a country that has a lot of money, a lot of attraction. You can definitely sell merchandise, and tickets for the games will sell out as well very, very quickly. And overall, I think this is a fantastic move from Barcelona. Now, one of the main talking points for this summer is Barcelona's registration issue, especially with financial fair play, how Barcelona are going to register players, and what is the current state of the registration. We do have an update for coming in from Sport. They've come out saying the second part of Barcelona's sporting revolution will begin on May the 19th when the Liga approves their feasible plan. It will begin with the registration of new contracts and the exits and then signings. The most important movement is of course the signing of Lionel Messi. The frantic activity will be unleashed with the main objective being able to finish building the team that should not only be able to win titles in Spain, the Super Cup and La Liga that was won this season, but also compete in Europe. So again, by the 19th, I believe that's this Friday, when we get the green light from La Liga, the club will begin movements and actually completing registrations and exits and of course signings. But at the moment, the registrations for some of the players is looking good. Alfredo Martinez has come out saying that there's a lot of optimism at Barcelona with the La Liga's approval of the feasible plan. The first objective is to register the contracts of Xavi and Araujo. It seems that there is no problem in doing so. Again, the club still need to earn around 80 million euros, but I think there's enough room to register contracts like Araujo, Xavi, Alonso, Roberto, hopefully Alejandro Balde as well. The registrations of renewals will be the first priority, then sales, then signing. So again, I think everything at the moment is on track. We're just now waiting for the official green light from La Liga. Now, the final topic that I wanted to discuss before I end off this video was give you guys the updates around the appointment of Deco as the sporting director, and there have been meetings over the past few days. Juan Martin has come out saying that in the first meeting between Xavi and Deco, they agree that the team has been growing, but that boost is needed to make the team more competitive. A new meeting will be taking place at some point in June, and Xavi has met with Deco for the first time to discuss the transfer window, and Xavi has transmitted his requests and priorities to Deco. So again, Deco has now met Xavi, he's met Laporta, Enrique Masip, Rafael Uste. So this appointment is moving in the right direction. Fabrizio Romano has come out saying the discussion between Barcelona and Deco are progressing well. Negotiations will continue in the next few days to find a total agreement, and Deco is tempted by this opportunity. I'd be shocked if Deco does not accept it. Again, the main issue will be he has to leave his agency. That way he can't deal with Rafinha anymore, and he has to, become fully committed to the Barcelona sporting director role. But I think he's very interested. It's again Laporta's bet. Laporta wants to bet on someone that he can trust, and he does very much trust Deco a lot. So I'll have to wait and see what happens over the next few days. I think this appointment will not be confirmed before June. I'd be shocked because Aleman's going to stay until June the 30th, and once June the 30th comes about, he will then leave to Aston Villa, but still help Barcelona here and there, and that's when Deco will fully take over. So I expect his appointment to be announced around beginning of June, maybe middle of June, worst case scenario. I'd be shocked if it's announced during May, but again, Deco is in pole position to become Barcelona's new sporting director. So that was my reaction to the Barcelona news over the past 48 hours. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to leave a like, and of course leave me your thoughts down down below in the comments on everything we discussed. The main thing I want to know first, of course, your thoughts on Xavi's priority for the summer in Martin Zubimendi / Juan Foyth and Leo Messi. Do you agree or not? Secondly, on Vitor Roque, I think Barcelona will end up signing him this summer. Thirdly, your thoughts on the midfield dilemma. What would you do? Would you sign Gundogan, Amrabat, bin Neves, sign Neves to get Zubimendi, and then bring Gundogan as well? What would be your midfield signing combination, knowing that probably you can only sign a maximum of 3? And of course, your thoughts on the sales as well as Lenglet, Ansu Fati, and Ferran Torres, and how much you think Barcelona can generate in revenue with sales. And of course, make sure you guys subscribe down below if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys next time on the channel. Take care, and Forza Barca.
Yeah.